So this is, I feel, the most appropriate way to do that twice a week referral piece, Nancy, right? So Nadia, who is one person you know that you wish understood what you now understand about health, healing, connection, and how much it impacts your life and your health? And then just pause, Nancy, right? Just pause and wait. And if they go, nobody's coming to mind, I said, really? You don't have one friend, family member, colleague, coworker that you wish understood what you understand about? And you can also replace understand what you know about, Nancy, with that you wish didn't have the migraine headaches that you had for 20 years, or that you didn't have the hemorrhoids that you've had for 5 years, or whatever condition-based piece that people identify with, right? You can also insert that in there in terms of who is one person you know that you wish didn't suffer with headaches the way you did for the last 5 years, right? And then wait, pause, prompt them potentially, right? To sure there isn't anybody at work, home, church, synagogue, whatever, And if there truly is no, but there's nobody, right? But if there's somebody, say, well, just reflect on it. Let me touch base with it another time. But if there is, then you say, here's the follow-up. You ready? You can lead a horse to water, you can't make it drink. What do you think is the best way to help the person they referred, Bob, understand what you understand about chiropractic health, healing, and connection? Here's some options. And then have at least 2, no more than 3, Nancy, options that you feel would be unique, customized, authentic for Nadia, right? It might be something like, for me, Nancy, one of the ones I used a lot, say, I do a health class every week on Wednesday nights at 6:30. It's an opportunity for people to understand and learn more. Do you think Bob would be open to coming in and sitting in one of those as my guest? That could be an option. Could be an option to just say, hey, you know what? Why don't you bring Bob with you next time you come for an adjustment? And I'll book some extra time so that he can just meet me and we can chat a little bit. Or here's a piece on my website that I recently just rewrote that, he could read. Or here's an article, or here's Nancy, have 2, never more than 3 options, tools. And when you meet on Mondays with your CA, right, to go over who are those 2 people you're going to focus on that week to share the gift with, right? You can then customize which educational tool you're going to offer the person to give to the referral, right? That is customized and authentic for them, that increase the probability that they will acknowledge, accept, and follow through, right? Pretty easy to do, Nancy?
Brilliant.
Then what you do is you go, hey, Nadia, you know what? Let's go up and talk to Phyllis at the front desk about Bob. And then you walk up, right? And you say, hey, Phyllis, on our recording form, which we call it the master lead generation sheet, right? Would you just, Nadia's going to talk to Bob about coming in with her on her next adjustment. And I want to be sure I've got extra time booked. So could you just, follow through on that, follow up on that, and make sure that when that happens, that I've got the extra time booked. And then you leave. And now it's in Phyllis's hands to record. And one of the other things you can choose to do, Nancy, on your meetings, either on a weekly basis or monthly basis, is go over that lead sheet, right? There could be as many as 8 names on it over the course of the month. Nancy, so, hey, how do you make out with Bob? Oh, we didn't do any follow-up. Oh, well, let's be sure when she comes in this week for adjustment that we do that, right? Because if you don't choose to love the person enough to follow up on who they're educating, you're probably better not to ask in the first place, because it shows you don't give a shit. And I know you do give a shit, right? I recorded this, Nancy, because I want you to have ownership of it and to Nancyize it, right? But also because I know there's a lot of clients that don't do this. So now we have a little recording.
Awesome.